How's it going, guys and gals? My name is Beckett, and welcome back, after a long while, to another one of Sergeant Beckett's reviews. And I am, as per usual-ish, once again joined by the magnificent Jed. Say hello, Jed.
Hi, hello, Jed. Yes, anytime our man Sergeant Beckett here needs somebody who's opinionated about Star Trek, who does he call? That's right, the angry white ginger man. Yes.
I would say it's the one thing that's weird about this is that it's the what, I'll admit there are series on there are series on this channel that I have recorded and then left and then come back to. For example, I was under the impression that I'd started a GTA story series earlier on in the year. Because I recorded, I haven't uploaded it yet. I haven't even finished editing it. But I recorded one December last year. In fact, the last episode of GTA I actually uploaded in that context, the first episode, was actually midway 2024, the year prior. I was like, oh shit! So it's weird purposefully having a series continue like a few months after I've started it. This is a bit unusual for me.
I mean, you say purposefully. It's really Paramount's fault because like these particular reviews only happen when Paramount deigns to give us Star Trek to review. So you know,
I mean,
clearly, right? The solution is obvious. Paramount, make more fucking Star Trek, you bastards!
But in that vein, despite that, I hope we can both agree, no matter what context it is in terms of it, it's always a good day when there is new Star Trek to watch.
Broadly, yes, and in this particular
Loosely,
case,
then I'll take it loosely.
So like loosely, I will say, not to spoil my opinion or anything. Yeah, it wasn't bad this time.
We will get on to why we're all here later on, but because this is the first time in a while that myself and Jed have actually said hello to each other. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I've had a good day at work. My daughter came to work. No, my daughter came to work with me because she's home educated now. So like I get to bring her to work occasionally, and like she gets to take part in some of the cool activities we do at work.
Okay.
I spent my lunch break tweaking stuff for the Star Trek 60th audio that I'm working on. Which I messaged you about earlier. To be fair, so like you know that's fun. I have a consecutive run of 3 episodes of Star Trek Adventures Series 1A done.
Nice.
So I'm gonna schedule those to go out probably in the next couple of months. I'll do a trailer and then I'll schedule those to go out because it'll be nice to have consecutive stuff. You know, we had a nice consecutive run of the Doctor Who stuff on my other channel. Last Charge of the Thunder Child did really well.
Yes.
You know, actually fun fact, pound for pound, like compared day to day viewership, it's doing even better than Battle of Midnight, my previous best.
Nice.
So, who knows? Yeah. Maybe it'll do even better. So yeah, I'm doing fine. Today
my day was a little bit more interesting.
Oh.
Not necessarily in a bad way. I had an initial therapy assessment today.
Oh.
Yes.
No, that's good though. That's good.
Yeah.
Like if that's something that you feel that you needed.
So
then
the context behind it, and I think I've mentioned it on my channel before, but for anyone, if I have, it's been a while, so there'll be new people before anyway. But so I've always had. I mean, things happened towards the end of 2024. There's a new perspective that I had in late 2024 that I hadn't had before. Things sort of happened and I just lingered from there, and so before then I was purely curious about therapy. Like I thought to myself, I might try it one day, see what happens with it. But then things happened a lot from 2024, and I was like, okay, maybe it might be a bit more beneficial for me mentally to go through that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't initially, because well, mean, my first initial reaction to trying to look for it is obviously, oh, I need therapy. Oh wait, I don't have the money for therapy. But thankfully, my stepmom came in and informed me that with the NHS, you can get 16 free sessions. And I was like, oh, neat. So I had the assessment today, which actually went pretty fucking well.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It's like without getting all like
it's
serious.
fine.
Without getting all like serious and political about it though. Like I'm not being funny. You're in a demographic. You know, you're a young you're what 21, 22?
23. 23.
23. Okay.
Yeah.
That is like prime. You know, young men's mental health is a big problem these days.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it absolutely is important that if you feel like you need access to these things, that you should absolutely seek access to these things. So
yeah.
Good on you. No, genuinely, well done. I'm so glad you're doing that.
Thank you.
And I hope that goes really well. You know, it can be a really good experience. Actually, going for counselling and such. So.
Especially because one thing that I mean, I'm not too sure. I mean, I've done introspective things over the last year and stuff. I'm not too sure why this thing is, but like, I've always responded better to like feminine energy than male energy and stuff, and so because of that, one of the things I asked at the end of the thing was, would I be able to get assigned to a female practitioner and stuff? But the minute I started saying it, I started stuttering because I was like, hold on, what if it sounds like I'm being objectifying here?
Well, no, so
But the other thing about that was that once I said it and she understood it, she was like, that's completely fine, and I was like, thank fuck for that.
Oh no, so here's the thing. So there is like a genuine like social thing.
Oh yeah.
Where I don't know. So here's the thing. Whether we like it or not, as guys, we are socialized to not share our feelings very well. You know, like whether we like it or not, whether we like consciously think it or not, society bombards guys every single day with this idea that guys should not share their feelings, must not share their feelings, you know, must not have feelings, must suppress, must man, you know, and it's like, you know, and so on some level it's very difficult for us to share our feelings with each other.
I've heard that stuff before, and whilst it probably is true for a lot of people, that's not strictly the same thing on my part. It's more of a not forced impression by any means, like it hasn't more personal, but it's more of just an impression left on me by from family stuff over the years. And now I'd be more than happy to be open about it, because I've not been used to I've not even felt this sort of stuff before. I'm now like, it feels unnatural and uncomfortable for me, and not a place to speak about that sort of stuff. So, which is why, thank God, I found the NHS thing. But other than that, I mean, similar to a lot of, you got a lot of things coming out, or I'm working on a lot of stuff. I too have been, and I'm working on a small mini series of episodes to sort of bridge the gap between season 1 of Morning Star and season 2 of Morning Star. I had to think about what to call this one, because I already had short treks for the one-off Phantom episodes we do. The series A things, I was like, well, Jed's already coined that, so I was like, what can I do? Mini treks, season 1 mini treks. So
mini treks. Why not? I mean, for the record, I would not have had an objection to you going. You know, this is series A.
It was a personal thing for me. Like, Jed's already done it, and I kind of don't want to like don't want to sort of copy it sort of thing. Just I want sort of my own sort of unique things. So I was like, mini treks, that works. It's so there's a few things like I said I want to touch on before we get into today's review. So I'm I need to I need to out a particular user I've spotted a few times on the internet recently.
Okay.
Because I've labeled this guy on the document here AI twat.
AI twat. Okay, AI twat. Fair enough.
Oh fucking hell, this guy. Oh.
So what's AI twat's problem?
So before I actually, I'm just gonna and I'll send you this fucking shit. Okay. Directly to you, my friend. So this is the
okay.
So, and I screenshot this specifically for this. This is a couple of things I found whilst doing a quick look through his page. And there should be coming through now. Make of that what you will. And the reason I bring this up is because after I think it was the exclusive clip and the trailer that was released, this guy came on to one of the Star Trek servers and pages, and he went, technology equals power. I mean, by his fucking page, I can tell you he's a fucking nutter for AI. But he's decided that because he doesn't like what's being produced, he can use AI to turn it into what he wants it to be. So he's essentially trying to recreate all the characters and rewrite all the series, and basically use AI to recreate all the scenes to make it into something that he likes, and does it all under the vibe of we have the technology now. They don't have the power over us. We can do what we want, and then it fucks them over. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if Toby's gonna show you guys like the stuff
I don't know if I will or not, but
so without going into too much depth, everybody, this guy is a sad little fucking incel who wants to, like, you know, spend his time with robot women.
The one that I will read out one of the things on here, and I mean it says it itself. Like, his profile picture has a picture of a woman and two frames. One of them has a woman but like a normal woman in it. Another one has a robot woman in it. The robot woman has above it, robot woman equals logical peace, but another one has biological woman equals emotional war.
Okay.
I have to out it because I just every time
no,
you hear Bob, I'm like, yeah.
So like, okay. Look, on the one hand, there is a genuine threat to human relationships posed by AI and the fact that AI always tell you what you want to hear and all that shit. There's a genuine threat to how real people deal with other real people. That is a genuine conversation that could be had by people who can be asked to have that conversation. On the other hand, people who like genuinely have these opinions, frankly, can Darwin themselves. They can Darwin themselves. I am glad that this guy is not going to fucking breed. I'm sorry, that sounds awful, but like there are some people who just, you think to yourself, it would be so much better in the world if your gene pool just stopped with you. If whatever the fuck is going on in your brain just stops with you, just stay, just no more. So you know what? I have every sympathy in the world for like people in genuine like emotional psychological distress and stuff. This guy's just a fucking incel nutter. And frankly, I will be frank with you, mate. I think we've already given him more time and attention than his sad little brain deserves. If he wants, look. AI can in fact be used to do an awful lot of things now. It's fucking despicable. I don't like it. Fact is, it's here. You know, until and unless governments stop being shit and actually do something about it, we can't fucking stop them. God knows, spineless, oleaginous, slurry Keir Starmer might be this close to actually doing something about at least one AI. So, you know, holy fuck, if that fucking oleaginous slurry in a suit can fucking find the spine to do something about Grok, then God knows something must be going right with the world. But yeah. But no, so yeah.
I just things like there is I've seen them a couple times, and like there's no one else who would I could mention this to, and I just thought I'll save this for when we do the first review video, because I know Jed, I can send this to Jed, and I can get that out of my system, because he did my fucking.
Oh, it's just
like even
these people are gonna Darwin themselves though.
Even if you don't like the stuff, like this is still people's livelihoods you are fucking up.
Yep.
And just
or wanting to fuck up.
Yeah, just
And the thing is though, like if there was no such thing as copyright law and he could genuinely put this stuff out there,
yeah,
you know, but the fact is there is such a thing as copyright law, so 5 people will watch it. Based on the material you've sent me, he's just going to he's gonna hypersexualize all the women and give them big tits and shit, and not tell any interesting stories, because he's more interested in like fucking, you know, hypersexualized fantasy. Well, fine, then he's a pathetic loser. People will watch it and go, God, what a pathetic loser. The only people who'll like it are a bunch of pathetic losers like him. And so all the pathetic losers will pathetic loser together, you know, and eventually merge into a giant mass of pathetic losers called Loserzilla.
Loser.
Yeah, Loserzilla, who will rise up above the cities of the world to take revenge on an uncaring Earth. And probably trip and fall over because it's a fucking loser.
Irony of that name in this situation, that sounds like a very feminine name, Luzilla.
Energy he's getting anyway. I guarantee you that.
So to go back a little bit to a previous thing, there's a couple things I wanted to and it's to do with the stuff that you announced in the survey earlier on, Jed. First, so obviously you've got this Shadows of Algol. Algol, yeah. And that's for the 60th thing, but you've also got what we did on Frontier Day. Is that like also in the 60th vein? Yes. All right, and then I'm not really. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way you worded like the scale of the Algol thing.
Yeah.
I thought first he does the Nexus point. Now he's doing this.
Okay, so for context, I'm going to now. Go on to Shadows of Algol Part 2.
Yeah.
And count how many casts there are.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3,
Still going.
34.
Fuck me.
34.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fuck up me.
Yeah. So do you motherfuckers out there remember like when Star Trek had like 2 ongoing TV series and a movie series all set in the same time frame, and yet somehow it never did a proper crossover between all 3? Because Rick Berman clearly didn't have the imagination. Yeah, fuck that noise. We've got a multiple series going on.
Yeah.
And we're crossing them over.
Yeah,
we're
I did that.
Them over, baby.
In that actual vein, I don't know, because for anyone who did actually, because I know the video has been seen, anyone who did see my 2025 review video and actually watched all the way through, if you did that, thank you very much. But in that I did mention that if I had been told that like around the time I created Morning Star, I think that I would not only meet you and do all the things I did with Doctor 2 and stuff for you and that, but through that be encouraged to make my own series, which would then be encouraged to, which would then make, have me include you as a cameo on the first episode, which would then encourage you to make your own series, which would then trickle on to make several other series, looping all the way back round to so that I was in one of the latest, featured in one of the latest ones, and one of the new ones, sort of being like the, I don't want to say front runner or headstone, but sort of like being the root of this massive shared final timeline. I would have said you were fucking mental, cause that fucking blows my fucking mind. Like, I am, one of the things I actually discussed in the assessment today was and Jed probably has seen a few times at this point, I am very self-deprecating, and that idea just does not resonate well with in my head with that ideology at all. So that's a really, that's a really interesting thoughts and thing to just know. So
It's great, isn't it?
yeah.
It's like yeah. It's taken us a long road from Nexus Point all
It's
the way
been a long road getting from here to there.
It's been a long time, but my time is finally near.
Getting from there to here.
Unpopular opinion, that's a good song.
It's a fucking mint song. Like, say what you like about Enterprise, and you frequently do, but
Yeah.
I fucking love that song.
This is for people watching at home. This is going to be a bit different, weird now, as having done this before, because obviously we started this thing half towards the end of Strange New World season 3. So this is the first time that we've done the start of a series, especially one with the double feature release. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give us here recording now a pause, so that I can go to past me and not so past me to give you or past us and not so past us to give you the a review on our thoughts of the initial trailers and the exclusive first clip. So, past us, take it away. What are your anticipations or thoughts after seeing the trailers we've seen so far?
So, broadly speaking, I'm actually kind of excited. I think there's a lot of good stuff in this, right? These characters look like, if you're gonna piss me off by throwing a bunch of like 20-somethings as teenagers at me, at least make them vaguely interesting. This might be vaguely interesting. Okay. This might be the first time. I ever go into a high school drama from America and actually not want to strangle every single fucking one of them. It might be the first time in my life that I ever sit down to watch a high school drama. It took making it Star Trek, even if it was like one of my least favorite iterations of Star, it took making it Star Trek to make me want to sit down and watch fucking high school drama. So, you know, kudos. I don't know. It's got Holly Hunter in it. It's got Robert Picardo as the MH in it. You know, it's got whatever his name is, the actor whose name I can't remember because I'm tired, as the villain. You know, so you know what? Yeah. There's some bits. Some bits that I'm sat here thinking, this could be interesting. This could be very good. And then there's some parts of me that are just like, you know, there's a very cynical part of me that sits here and thinks this is the last dying gasp of Secret Hideout Star Trek. This is the last thing that they've ever commissioned, and it will last 2 seasons and then die because they will not get another commission on it, and Skydance will do something different. So, you know, that's the cynical part of me, everybody. It's the cynical part of me. I'd like to believe that actually it'll be good, but I'm not. I don't think it being good really matters, because Lower Decks was good and it still fucking died. So, you know. But no, I don't know. I don't know, because my attitude to a certain degree is very much, how best to phrase it. It looks okay. My chief problems with it really are it exists in an era of Star Trek that I categorically I'm increasingly, like, I don't really care for the 32nd century. Like, I don't care for the aesthetic. I appreciate that it improved Discovery greatly for me, you know, but broadly speaking, I don't really care for the 32nd century. If you had to ask me, when do I want Star Trek? I want Star Trek in the 25th century.
Yeah. Most would probably agree with you.
I want to love it. I want to go in there and be like, finally, Discovery era Star Trek that I can really sit down and enjoy. That would be nice. I don't expect it, but it would be nice.
So
that's.
And now for my rather shorter answer to that question. Not that of course there's anything wrong with your long answers. In fact, that's why I do this shit with you. But as per usual, I have very little expectations. As in, I'm looking forward to this thing, plain and simple. I wasn't too fond of the idea of it at first. Then I heard they were bringing in Picardo, Tig Notaro, and the guy who plays Vance, and I was like, yeah, I'm sold. That's all it took for me. All it took. Classically well-loved character from Voyager, and 2 of my favorite characters from Discovery. That was all it fucking took. And I will also add as a small little comment that I've, I guess, there's a little like view into just how assuming and assumptuous the Trekkie community can be when it comes to Star Trek nowadays. It hasn't happened as much or as often since now the trailers have had time to sit, but I found myself in a few comment sections a while back, and telling people to wait until the series was released to have for that, so they can have the answers to. But there are no female Jem'Hadars.
I mean, okay, can I just point something?
Go ahead.
For all the people, okay, so for all of you guys out there who are whining, that is the word I'm going to use, whining about there are no female Jem'Hadars. Okay, so allow me to elucidate something. So I want you to understand first that I am the biggest canon freak you are ever going to meet. I love canon, all right? I love sticking to it, but you know this is set in like the 32nd century, right? You know that it's been like 800 years since we last saw a fucking Jem'Hadar, right? You know that the Jem'Hadar, like, live for 12 years and are genetically engineered by the founders, right? You know that between the fucking 24th century and now, they could have genetically engineered them to be fucking 3-headed squid people to make tentacle hentai, for all we fucking know. We don't know what the fucking founders decided to do with the Jem'Hadar's genome between then and then. Maybe Odo said to the fucking founders, and the fucking founders listened, hey, shall we give the Jem'Hadar the ability to reproduce like every other fucking species that we know and like have normal lives instead of just being our super slave soldiers? Would that be an idea? Because you know what? That'd be actually really optimistic. Yeah, it would be really optimistic to say, yes, here is the result of a race of slaves being freed, and this person, 800 years later, is like the descendant of those freed slaves. You know, who enjoys so many freedoms that they did not because shit got better. That is the dictionary definition of that optimistic Star Trek future that you fuckers are always saying you want. All right? Or maybe they'll come up with another explanation. Or maybe they won't. And then they'll just go, fuck you, it's 800 years later. I mean, I'm not being funny. Nobody in Star Trek The Next Generation was running to explain where the fuck the comm badge came from. I wish they had, because I like the comm badge. So yeah. Look. There are no female Jem'Hadar. There are no female Jem'Hadar. There are no female Jem'Hadar. Yeah, and we have detached nacelles now, fuckos. Welcome to the 32nd century. Also, if you don't think that fandom created female Jem'Hadar fan art long before this bullshit, you have not been on the internet long enough, or you're too old and you should go home to your care home, boomer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with that, I shall hand us back to I shall hand me back to us in the future.
Bye.
Hi everyone. So before I let myself continue with the video, I noticed that because obviously it's been a while since the end of Strange New Worlds season 3 and this new season of Star Trek Starfleet Academy. There have been a few new people coming across the channel. So as it's a new series, as it's a new series of this series and of the Star Trek series, so I thought as it's the new series, and as it's been a while, and for any newcomers to my channel, I thought I'd just run down what Sergeant Beckett Reviews is. So I'll start by saying I am what I often call a casual watcher, or some people what might call turning your brain off. I watch stuff for the pure purpose to do its purest intent and to entertain me. Now, because I'm so lax and lenient in how I watch things, films and TV or any other piece of media that often gets hit by the complaints of, oh, it's gone woke, oh, the writing is lazy, oh, this this detail is missing, that doesn't make sense. None of that computes with me, and I tend to disagree with those comments a lot. Well, I do have a friend group. When it comes to TV shows and film, our interests don't our favorite genres don't really mix that lot. So a lot of what I end up watching, I end up having just myself to enjoy it with, and then contending, and then when I go to discuss it, I end up having to contend with the internet. So it can be quite disheartening. So, Sergeant Beckett Reviews came about from the inspiration from Trek Culture's What the Hell Just Happened series. But even whilst preferring Trek Culture for their views and their perspectives, I often still they are an official company. They are still a little bit more detail oriented. But I've often watched their videos wanting to express my opinions and been like, I can't do that. I'm watching a pre-recorded video and they're on a screen. I can't just insert myself in there and say stuff. With that in mind, I was thinking, like, how could I scratch this itch of just trying to like get my views out there and how I see things? And I was like, well, hold on, who do I know that not only likes Star Trek as much as I do, and knows about as much as I do, but in fact likes it and knows it more than I do, who has a more detail-oriented eye, and who out of everyone I know, who I can most likely count on to reach out to and say, hey, and I know that I can expect them to show up weekly, to do a video with me. With me, without there being without feeling like it's more of a chore for them than they're just doing it to be nice and stuff. And that was Jed. So I gave him a message, and we started on an interesting episode of 4.5 Vulcans, and continued on for the rest of the series, and then and by the finale episode, I sort of had a format that I was happy with, and so now here we are. It's basically it's essentially just a way for me to scratch an itch of having someone knowledgeable enough in the topic to be able to have a pretty decent discussion on it with. And as well as that, it also is a chance for me to see other perspectives. Because as a casual watcher, I won't always see a deeper meaning behind something. I will usually just see what it literally is in front of me. And so doing it with Jed gives me another perspective that I would have normally not seen. So yeah, I hope this gave a bit of context into how this series came about, and I shall take you back to the original video. Enjoy. So, with those initial thoughts in mind, to start with you, Jed, starting with the first episode, of course. Actually, what to begin with, what were your thoughts going in? General thoughts going in.
Okay, my general thoughts going in. Okay.
Can I remember you said you were cautiously optimistic or something last time you spoke.
Okay.
Which is understandable.
You know, so I don't like the Discovery era.
That's fair enough.
So I don't like the Discovery, like the 32nd century Discovery era. I'm not a fan of it. But I went in thinking this is a good cast of people.
Yeah.
You know, the trailers look all right. I like the look of the cast. You know, the aesthetics. I mean, some of the aesthetics piss me off. Some of them don't. I'm interested to see what this whole thing does.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought going in. And then we go in and I will say, like going in, I was like, okay, I am prepared to like this. I'm coming in here and I'm specifically preparing to like this. I want to like this because it's very easy.
Yeah.
It's very easy when something is related to something that you don't like. And a lot of these critics have fallen into this trap, right?
Yeah.
It's related to Discovery. It's related to Discovery's 32nd century. A lot of people don't like Discovery's 32nd century. I don't particularly like Discovery's 32nd century. I don't like a lot of the lore decisions made around the 32nd century. You know, so I was sat here thinking to myself, I am prepared to like this. I want to like this. I am specifically bracing myself for the elements that I don't like because I want to enjoy this on its own merits without, you know, being too pissed off by the stuff that I don't like.
Yeah.
I liked the 60th ident.
Yes, I'll get onto that in a second, but yes.
And then you get into the actual episode itself, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I liked the first
pleasantly surprised.
No, not surprised. Not surprised, really.
Pleasant, just like a pleasant experience. Or not even that.
Okay. Sometimes part of being a fan of something is the strange fanish desire to keep watching something even though it doesn't really gel with you because it has the name on it, basically. You know, that's it, and that's the only reason that you feel any need to keep watching it is because it has the name on it, I think. And sometimes that can be a chore. Yeah. And sometimes, actually, that can become such a chore that you just don't, and you stop. Yeah. So, like, Picard Season 2 was that for me. Like, Picard Season 1 was a chore. Picard Season 2 was such a chore that I stopped, basically. And then Picard Season 3 happened. But, you know, so for this, I'm going to be watching it because it has the name Star Trek. Okay. It's not going to be as much of a chore as I imagined. Okay. Like, there's enough going on that I enjoyed that I can watch this and go, okay, I enjoyed these parts. I can sit here and like I can go back and rewatch these particular parts that I enjoy. I like certain characters. I like certain scenes. Yeah. I like Huey. All right. Certain aesthetic choices. I like a lot of it. There's a lot that I don't like. There's a lot that I don't like. Or rather, I should say there's a lot that doesn't gel with me. Okay. That I think is probably a very good example of what it is. Okay. You know, but it doesn't gel with me. It's not what I want. Yeah. And there's a conversation to be had about that particular turn of phrase. It doesn't give me what I want. And I'm going to put a pin in that because I think that's an important conversation to have. Yes. about Star Trek, really. About Star Trek and what Star Trek is and what Star Trek does.
Okay.
So, but no. So there's a lot to like. I don't necessarily gel with a lot of it.
Okay.
Certainly in this first episode, I liked the first episode a whole lot more because there was more of what I did like.
Okay.
You know, there's more of what I watched Star Trek for.
Okay.
And I gelled a lot more with. You know, we spent more time with characters that I gelled with. I really fucking like. I can't remember any of the characters' names yet. I really fucking like the Jem'Hadar woman.
So okay, yeah. So
Gina Yashere. Fuck.
So before we get into further into this, I shall give my overall thought. I forgot how long the first episode was. So but other than that, as per usual, my generic response pretty decent. I didn't have any major complaints about it. There was a lot of like callbacks / Easter eggs that I like to see. People may call it fan service and hate it. I fucking love that shit. There's some good details. But usual responses from me. Or I'm good at an episode. I will say one thing. Not a negative thing, but a comment on a lot of what people have been comparing it to, and something I picked up based on character interactions throughout both episodes, and how because I think from the first perceiver of this genre, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but I guess this is being made now as opposed to when this specific genre was originally made. And I can see how that might be a different thing. I have no experience with teen college dramas, so that there were moments where I saw the interactions. I was like, okay, I can see where the teen college the drama or like the interaction aspect could be seen, and I was like, given when a lot of people are comparing like a lot of this like a lot of different other TV shows, they're comparing this one too. Like back in the 90s, 80s, that sort of time.
Yeah.
I can understand, and given how probably what the acting was like back then with certain limitations, I can understand why people might have been hesitant about that. But again, like as I've had no experience with that sort of stuff, this being my first like teen college drama type thing. I saw absolutely nothing wrong with it. And so with that all in mind, I shall start us off with episode 1 of Star Trek Starfleet Academy, Kids These Days. And as you said a minute ago, Jed, I will quote myself here, fancy new 60th intro, me likey.
Yeah. No,
I was pleasantly surprised by that. I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either. You know, I think there were a couple of omissions that I thought were interesting. So I wonder if there's something to be said for the fact that they left out that they didn't have any ships from Star Trek Picard. So they didn't have the La Sirena or
yeah.
I wonder if that means anything.
Maybe. This one I meant. I just wrote it down mainly because so obviously I learned many years when I was younger, like obviously the solar system as we know it in Star Trek is called Sol, because obviously as it was explained to me by my brother, most solar systems are referred to as solar systems, so we can just have ours as solar system. So the people at Star Trek call it Sol, and in that and then because of that vein, I noted down that I liked how they mentioned Earth as Sol 3. I just mentioned that. The next point I've got is a lot of people, I think, at the weren't too pleased about the redesign of uniforms at the very end of Discovery season 3, I think it was, with the light grey, and I don't know if it's the lighting of it, but in that scene, obviously at the start where it's Ake talking to basically giving the sentence to the mother, I don't know if it's the lighting, but I dig the darker grey. I don't know what if I don't know if it's the lighting or if it's purposely, but I just then the next part I actually had to turn the subtitles on for this one because I didn't quite, and I still didn't get it, and I put in question mark, Ward of the Federation.
Ward of the Federation.
What does that mean?
So my understanding is it's referring to how I think.
Yeah.
And American viewers will have to correct me on this.
Okay.
So there's a term called Ward of the State.
Okay.
Which refers, I believe, to children who are taken into care in America specifically.
Okay.
Ward of the Federation would be the
Federations.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that makes sense now. Now this and there's many comments that I have like this that are the notes I've taken on things on comments I've seen on things in the fandom and stuff. And it's when after that scene when Ake is with Caleb and they're hugging and stuff, even though it was certainly a ploy from him to try and get in combat and everything. I don't care if people say there's too much crying in Star Trek. That shit was fucking wholesome. Like from my point of perspective, I fucking loved that. And then moving on, these first ones were just really small things that came to mind as I came on. Because I like for example, I literally wrote down, "Ow, taser in the nads" after Caleb tasered the guy that was on our transport ship. The next point is a confusing one because it was. So the first ever title reveal. I put this down because I assumed this was what the title reveal for the title sequence was going to be for the whole show, and so I put disappointing title sequence. I was expecting more. At the time, I didn't know that I was gonna, because obviously I've now seen both the episodes. I know it's not the actual one, moving on. Obviously we've got the scene where they're obviously on that other planet, and obviously Ake is outside playing with those kids. Yay, Vance! Vance is back. I love Vance. I just I love Vance. He's a fucking cool character. I don't care what anyone says. I love him. And then and obviously I know people complain about the message and everything else and that, but I don't have an issue with it. I mean, to be honest, I'm not that introspective with it, but I did just go, ooh, inheriting a dead world, eh? And next one was, I liked the reveal theme for the Athena they had. I liked it quite a bit. It was quite a nice little track.
It felt a bit like Star Trek 2009.
And in that same vein, it was nice to see that even after so long, like the similar sort of like space orbital dock designs, like the other docking ports. The thing. Obviously.
See, I have a different view. I have a different view of that, but we'll get to that.
Okay. Obviously, as we go into there, obviously, now that I remembered that, obviously, the announcer, the Tannoy voice for the Athena is Stephen Colbert. I now hear is Stephen Colbert now, the American talk show host. And you mentioned this earlier, and I shall say it as is because I can say directly to the people at home. People can throw shade at the female Jem'Hadar all they want, which is Lara Thok, Laura Thok even. Probably. Laura Thok, yeah. But people can throw shade at her all they want. But damn, she don't mess around.
I fucking
She's
love her.
fucking brilliant.
I shit thee not. She may be one of my new favorite characters.
And I tell you this because I've done a lot of quotation. I've quoted a lot of things like this in these episodes, and the first one I quoted was from her. Idiot bag back. That made me chuckle.
Genuinely. Oh, I love.
And in the
same character.
yeah. And in the same vein, to say what again, people said people had complaints about the Cleon as well. Say what you want about the Cleon, but I'd say Valiant is very fucking honourable. I thought, this obviously they've been after this they're sent off to go and sort themselves out, and I like how previously he says, nah, I'm not wearing a uniform. Walks through some massive field, zap, gets zapped into a uniform. I just put, so he's wearing a uniform regardless. But following soon after that, was that the first ever teased MF bomb in Star Trek? Because he was about to say, motherfucker, I got cut off just before the end of it. I think.
Star Trek Lower Decks. Star Trek Lower Decks. Vulcan is a motherfucker.
Never mind, I'm corrected.
Yeah, I suppose by the transitive property, she really was. You know, Vulcan as a motherfucker.
And obviously, I mean, there was a clip released a bit recently, but I didn't want to watch it. But there he is, shortly after, the Doctor.
Tricorder?
Yes, and Tricorder, medical Tricorder, yes, I put that exact thing down, yes!
Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I will... a very long time ago, I said I forgive a lot of shit in shit franchise media if it just gives me characters I love doing shit I love them doing. And you know what? He's not changed a fucking bit. He's exactly the same fucking character that he fucking was. I fucking love the EMS!
Yes! Now, I know we've obviously had it in shots of it in clips before, but I like the Athena's bridge. It's different, but I like it.
It reminded me a very great deal of... Pardon me. It felt... There's an aesthetic question here. It felt very much like they were trying to harken back to aesthetics that weren't 32nd century. It felt like a bit of a blend of Discovery's Bridge and...
I didn't get that vibe.
No, for me, it felt like a blend of Disco Prize and Discovery. So, you know, like the Strange New Worlds Bridge and the Discovery Bridge. So, you know, that's the vibe I was getting from it. I got that a lot. It felt like they were blending a lot of aesthetics from older Trek with aesthetics that, you know, from the 32nd century, which I'm not complaining per se.
Yeah. So obviously the next thing, obviously this is our next news, obviously as Ake sort of taking a seat in a chair. I don't know why, but for some reason the computer offering a comfort setting gave me a chuckle. I don't know why that made me laugh, but it just did. I noted it down just because obviously we've heard in SNW and Astra Prospera. And then obviously we had the previously before exclusively previewed clip of the famous Wall of Fame. Then we had some more shots of the Athena, and you know what? I like her. Very unique design, but I like her.
I like parts of her, which is better than a lot of 32nd century ships have managed to admit.
And then, so obviously after that we've got that commotion scene in the corridor, and I've just put, damn, the doctor can just pop up out of nowhere when he detects the changes in body chemistry. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Like there's this heated like corridor like college student gathering. All of a sudden, wow, doctor's here. I thought that was brilliant. This one, initially when they first showed it, I was confused by it, and then obviously they actually showed what it was, and I was surprised by it. Obviously, we've already seen a warp bubble effect in Beyond. This was another version of the warp bubble effect that obviously they showed, because like, they had that outer space shot before they then had obviously that little like bubble effect coming towards the camera and shifting through it into the actual warp, Athena warp and stuff. So I quite liked that. It didn't last for long, admittedly, but this was a bit more a reactionary comment I put down. Obviously, when the doctors are on this the Doctor's there trying to like get people interested in his little like presentation thing that he's got about like historical sacrifices or something. And obviously that now I understand that's a holographic cadet comes along.
Yes.
And basically, I sort of get a feeling of like, in that sort of scene, like now it's the Doctor who can't get away from a Rambler. Because in Voyager, he was the one rambling a lot, and everyone was sort of like thought he got a little annoyed by it sometimes. That's what I saw. So now he's going to be this reverse effect with him, which I found was kind of an interesting little thing. And I teased it earlier. You mentioned it a minute ago. Wow. I suppose before I actually caught myself first. Obviously, this was also obviously shortly after that incident. Where obviously the Doctor and the holographic are still talking. Wow, that's the first official acknowledgement of Prodigy since it was written off.
Yeah. No, that I don't know.
That surprised me.
It's the whole like you know, that and the other big thing from Prodigy.
I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'll be honest. Part of me looking at that was a bit like, is that the creators of this particular series going "fuck you, Paramount," or is that Paramount being a bunch of fucking cynical shitbags? Because if it's the former, good on the creators for going "fuck you, Paramount" for writing off really good fucking work and cancelling a series that deserved fucking more than it fucking got. But then, you know, like if it's Paramount cynically going, hey, we can reference this thing, even though we read it off, and the fanboys all lap it up. This fanboy is more pissed off that you wrote off my children's favorite fucking Star Trek series. You pieces of shit, bring back fucking Star Trek Prodigy right this fucking minute, ya shits.
Okay.
That by the way will totally be the Instagram moment for when I cut this down.
Yeah. Now I we've seen a lot of shots of obviously the cadets before, and it's either some of the female cast are really short, or the guys are really fucking tall. Like obviously that scene after obviously Caleb's been caught sending off his message. Like the difference between obviously Genesis and Caleb, like what bloody hell.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column
B.
It's a little bit of column A and a little bit. I think you know, charitably, I think we've got some short queens going on here. You know, not shaming, love a short queen. Joking aside, look. Obviously, they've got a couple of really tall, athletic actors as well to play like Caleb and Jaden, and it's like, fine, fellas.
Yeah.
Love you. Love a tall king. You know, personally glad I'm not serving with you, because if it was me serving with you, I would be getting cricks in my neck constantly. But no, the thing is, like, I think Bob Picardo is like what 5'10".
That's
so,
the thing, yeah. I think a lot of these lasses are quite short, and then you know next to them really really tall, athletically built guys, and it's like oh fucking wow, like Holly Hunter is quite short, you know, like you know Holly Hunter is really short, so yeah. Speaking of as well, now I know that I'm gonna see, because I don't know how often you do it, but I scroll Facebook and Instagram a lot. I see all the comments and stuff. I know this particular scene is gonna get flack, but I loved the just lounging, just sat there in a seat with a lounge, reading a book. I thought it was brilliant. I liked it.
I'm not being funny. I wouldn't like RK if RK was just an eccentric human captain.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that wouldn't work. But like,
yeah.
If you look at RK and then you look at the only other example of a Lanthanite character that we've ever met.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah.
Leia. RK is so Pelia coded.
Yeah, I know.
And like they have very similar mannerisms. Like I feel like somebody on Starfleet Academy's writing team looked at Pelia and went, yes, Pelia is a very interesting character, and I really like Pelia.
Yeah.
Let's have Pelia, right?
In the
the captain.
So.
Yeah.
So I and in sort of that sort of similar vein, and this was a point where I think I was starting to really like her. Was obviously I mean I liked I was even though the Paul Giamatti's character is a villain, I was loving that Holly Hunters and Henry in his chemistry together. Like, despite them being opposite, I loved their chemistry, and I loved it so much that eventually I wrote down another quote. Then you're a shit businessman because it's too big for your ship, referring to the warp core. To which I went. I put a dash after, and I'm like an AK now. Again continuing because there's a lot because the next couple of scenes had a lot of Ake stuff that stood out to me, and the next comment is just like I'm loving her maternal approach to Caleb. Like I'm loving how obviously it's changed a little bit later on, but obviously at this moment in time, like I'm just loving how the approach she's taking with him, and so that's sort of that thing for that bit of scene there, and then moving on to the what was it? I think it was by the time they'd gotten it was after, I can't remember his name, but the British dude that Caleb has a lot of beef with early on. It was when he obviously revealed his true species self to Genesis. And by this point, I was like, you know what? Genesis seeing because obviously again this was a lot of people have stated obviously that they're worried this is gonna be like a teen cringy drama thing and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Genesis seems very mature. Like I was expecting something different, but she's not what I was ready for. Like I think given what I was hearing. And the way that she's obviously initially just sat there watching the hologram cadet obviously be interacting with her, and I was like, I had this vibe of is she gonna be like this really annoying bitch of a character, but no, she's actually really fucking mature, and I fucking love it. And then obviously so the next couple of ones are referring to the obviously when they're trying to get that cursed or that corrupted programmable matter off the ship, and also it's part of the scenes in the medical bay where obviously the holographic cadets obviously really energized by all this, so she's going around doing all stuff, and then obviously Thok pulls her in, and says tells her to shut up, and she's like. Okay, sure, yeah. So she really enthusiastically.
It's just like that whole, I'm dying. Stop being fucking cheerful about me dying.
But then she's like, okay, I understand your feelings. Okay, sure, yes.
I hear you. Yeah, no, should I say, there's a moment in that entire scene that I really liked.
Yeah.
Was the whole, give me a second. I left it on my keys. The whole, I am dead, I go into battle to reclaim my life. Just that repetition of that Jem'Hadar battle cry, and I'm like, yes, thank you.
So,
holy shit.
Yeah, and then the last for that little scene. So obviously this is after Thok's been healed now. She went her heart stopped for a few minutes, a few seconds. She came back. She got back up. It does a bit of death to get the heart pumping, and then it's stuff that and then it's the comedic of the hitting the clown character, and then just the ow from the corner.
I don't need to be thanked. It's like
it's just the ow. I loved it. And then the last two I have for episode 1 more of a comment again of all other. Like I mentioned with the Easter egg stuff, a callback thing. Obviously, so as obviously the Athena arrives, I haven't made it as a comment here, but something I just thought generally. The idea of a mobile academy that can like obviously settle down on Earth and then go back up into orbit again, kind of is intriguing to me. I quite like it a little bit. But it's obviously as they've just landed, obviously as all the cadets are sort of stood at that window, sort of looking out at it. I don't know what they're called, but obviously, it's been a long while since we've seen that race with the half white and half black.
Chironian.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what they're called.
Yes.
Yeah. No, they're meant to be extinct. A lot of fanboys are getting real pissy because like they're meant to be extinct, and I'm like, motherfucker, it's sci-fi. Maybe a couple of them didn't die, you morons. Jesus.
And so then obviously, and then we had again, and then obviously, and like so after that, so the official episode was then finished, and then we had again what I then thought was the actual title sequence. And I was like, which was this one. So I don't know if it was like obviously my thoughts will be confirmed on this whether by the third episode. So I don't know whether that was meant to be that episode's title sequence or not. But either way I found it was alright. I preferred it much more. I didn't prefer it to the second episode's title sequence, but compared to what I initially thought it was, just the title reveal and that was it, infinitely better for me. But yeah. So overall, again, as usual, I saw nothing wrong with the episode. I had a good fucking. That's another thing, actually. I didn't realize that it's And I guess because obviously it's not animated like Lower Decks was, I guess I'm surprised by a little bit, but it leans very heavily into like a very slapstick comedy aspect, or just comedy aspect in general, which, especially for a live action Star Trek, we haven't really had much of. But yeah, so that's my rundown of episode 1. Jed, after you.
I mean, I don't really have a bullet-pointed rundown.
Oh no, yeah, I know, but like you're more like.
I mean, my overall thoughts. Episode 1 is very much what I want from Star Trek in the sense of
okay.
There's a ship, there's a crew, there's uniforms, there's space stuff.
Okay.
You know, I like the crew of the Athena. I like seeing the crew of the Athena do the crew of the Athena things. I like seeing characters running around doing, fun character stuff. I like a lot of things about that episode, to be honest.
Okay.
So the first problem I have,
okay,
and unfortunately this is a very serious problem, is it's the same problem I kind of had with Star Trek Discovery. Yeah. Which is, I quite liked a lot of Star Trek Discovery, but I couldn't fucking gel with Michael Burnham. And it took me a long time to gel with Michael Burnham. And even when Michael Burnham was Captain Michael Burnham, she was still not my favorite character. But the problem with that is that Discovery is very much the Burnham show. You know, like Discovery is the Burnham show. So if you don't gel particularly with Michael Burnham, then you're shit out of luck. Sorry, because it's the Michael Burnham show from here to fucking the end of the universe, everybody. So, it's a bit like, if you don't gel with the main character, it sucks. I gel with a lot of the cast of Star Trek Starfleet Academy. I'm not super fond of Caleb. I love all the rest. I love Sam. I love Sam. I love the interactions with the MH. I love Genesis. I think the British guy was a nice subversion of the arsehole classmate, because it would have been very easy to just have him be the arsehole classmate and then have him be a coward and stuff. But no, he was an arsehole classmate and then he was helpful. I love the adult cast. I love, I love Laura Thok. I love Captain Arke. I love the entire bridge crew for as little as we got of them. I love all of this stuff. I think Caleb's a bit of a shit, and I get it, mummy issues and stuff, but I'm sorry, he's just kind of, I don't know.
That's fair enough.
And yeah, that's the thing though, is that like it really came to a head in the second episode. But like in the first episode, there was enough with the other cast that I could be like, no, I don't mind this. This is great. You know, this is fun. There's enough going on here that I really like. Like standout moments. I love Vance and Arke's conversation on Bajor. I love the EMH's little moment of, you know, Sam is reeling off every single person that he's mentored.
Yeah.
And you can see in his face that moment of not wanting to talk about it, and it's like, yeah, of course he doesn't want to talk about it, because he loved them all and they're all dead.
That's yeah.
You know, so that's a moment. I really loved that. You know, I genuinely hope that we explore that more, because like there's no fucking point bringing Bob Picardo back as the EMH if you're not going to then explore his character a bit, especially since arguably he's the only character here who's fucking older than Arke. You know.
It's very to really introduction, because I was watching as usual, I was watching Track Culture's What Has Happened preview, but post episode discussion of it. And obviously they mentioned, obviously in that first episode, they obviously give an explanation as to why the Doctor now, obviously why the Doctor's aged and stuff, and it's the fact that he's given himself an aging subroutine, so the normal aging biological life forms don't feel so weirded out by it. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't have thoughts on that.
It's
just a bunch of no. It's like I'm not being funny. It's a bunch of technobabble to explain why the fuck he's old now.
No, that's perfectly.
Like as far as technobabble goes, it's serviceable.
That's perfectly fine. Yeah.
It's the same as in Star Trek Picard season 3. They had to come up with a bunch of technobabble as to why Data's old now, and they couldn't just do the fucking shitty de-aging effect. The real reason is that the shitty de-aging effect probably cost them like $1 million every frame of fucking film, so they couldn't fucking do it if they were gonna have Frontier Day happen, unless they wanted Frontier Day to be a couple of AMT models floating around in front of a shitty green screen. No, so like genuinely, like if you have to come up with technobabble for it, fine. Yeah. I like that's that fine. As technobabble. You know, I like that as technobabble. It worked really well as technobabble.
It was an interesting little thing. Obviously, they had commentary on it, and I was just curious if you did have anything to say. But that's perfectly reasonable thing as well.
I mean, I think I was very competently made technobabble, very well executed, and you know, like broadly speaking, the point of technobabble is to provide a in-universe explanation that sounds vaguely plausible for why something is the way it is. Okay?
Yeah.
So in terms of the EMH aging, something is the way it is.
Okay.
Neat. Fantastic. Love that. You know, like, you know, you don't always need that. For example, I'm not one of these fucking chuds who's like, why is there a female Jem'Hadar? Yeah, okay, the reason that there's a female Jem'Hadar, you pricks, is it's been 1,000 years. The Jem'Hadar are genetically engineered, and also like, did she not say her dad was the Jem'Hadar and her mother was the Klingon? So like, I'm not being funny. Just because they're a clone race, where in canon is it stated that their gametes don't work? You know, where in canon has it ever been stated? Like, it would be just like the fucking founders to fucking forget to turn the fucking sex organs off, basically, because they don't care. They don't care. You know, like I realize that what this effectively means is that I'm opening the door, like they open the door inadvertently to a shit ton of like Jem'Hadar, like crack ship Jem'Hadar fic. But fuck it, I don't care. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, no.
Okay.
You know, you don't need an explanation for all this stuff, but it's nice, you know, when you have an explanation for it to be competent and vaguely, you know, within the bounds of, like, I like, I'll be honest, I like the explanation for the Doctor's aging a lot more than I like the explanation for Guinan aging, which is just Guinan felt like aging, and it's like, no. But, you know, 'tis what it is.
Alright, okay, cool. Before I end this off, I will actually say I hope that whatever way this video comes out, because the way I'm planning on it. The second half, the intro I'm doing now is actually for the first episode that you guys are seeing now, because it's the way I'm recording this is weird, because this thing has never happened before. So, and with that, I'm gonna start rambling now, and I'm actually gonna finish this episode up. So, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, please leave a comment, and please consider subscribing not only to Sergeant Beckett, this channel, but also to Jed's channels, which I shall link down in the description, Man at Desk Productions, and Watchford Wall Productions. As per usual, with the comments, let us know your thoughts on episode 1 even. on episode 1, and as per usual, as my Jubilee Milligram videos, those are applied. Like, this is Star Trek we're looking at here. We may have our different viewpoints on it, but it's still Star Trek. Let's not fight in the comments. Just be civil about this shit. Come on, there's enough shit going on in the world. Like we don't have to add to it down there. So be nice to each other. Don't
be civil, or we'll sick Laura Fock on you.
Yes.
We will. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it.
Just bring her up. Hey, there's some bitches in the comments that need some fucking dealing with.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you, as usual, Jed, for being with me. I shall see you next week, and I shall see, hopefully, I shall see everyone else in the next video. Adios.